The intention of today's meeting is for our colleagues in Tecnalia to explain us the work they have been doing around KPIs.
Thank you very much. Well, as Lucia said, this is a presentation of the implementation guide we prepared. The idea, as Lucia said, was to search for the most suitable sources or alternative sources that can be obtained online when if possible, offline if not possible, but for the KPIs and the variable as they are defined by the TExTOUR partners and have been implemented in the pilot cases. So this guide has been conceived to support the project KPIs replicability. We analyze these available sources for its calculation, and in the cases that it's possible to obtain directly from the source, we have provided some automations for some of the variables. Well, the guide is structured in 3 sections. First, an introduction, of course, with the aim and objectives of the guide, with some preliminary considerations that I'm going to tell now in the following slides, and some indications on how to use this guide. Then the second chapter or section is the KPIs analysis and of sources, and also indicating if sources are available online, giving some links and reference for its application. And then the third section describes the different automations that are available for the pilots that want to apply the KPIs from TExTOUR project. So regarding these preliminary considerations that we consider that are important to understand before starting gathering information or entering in the KPIs, there are 2 main considerations. First, that the pilot delimitations do not necessarily correspond to official statistic boundaries, to a country, a region, a municipality, because some of the pilots, as we have seen in TExTOUR project, are defined by a route that can cover different countries or regions or part of them, or can be historical center of a municipality or part of a region. So they are not official statistical boundaries, no, or administrative boundaries. This casuistry hinders the data acquisition specifically from statistical sources at EU level, no, mainly Eurostat, because they are not adjusted to this kind of specific pilot delimitations. So Eurostat has different boundaries, scales that are the NUTS 0, 1, 2, 3, that correspond to countries, regions, etc. So it's important that before starting gathering information from Eurostat, the pilot consult the different NUTS that correspond to its delimitation, or at least those that can be the closest reference for its reality. For example, if I am a municipality, well, municipalities are not normally have no official statistic in Eurostat available, but I can search for my region at NUT 3 or NUT 2 and see which is the best that fits my case and can be a reference for me. So to take the most closest data for the pilot. The second consideration is that one of the main sources that we have used for automations is OpenStreetMap source. This is a collaborative, free, editable map of the whole world. Why do we use as a main source for the automations? It is for two reasons. Because it provides urban information from all the world that can be from all the world, and then because it can be consulted independently from statistical boundaries. We can use our boundaries, our pilot delimitation boundaries, to consult the information. So provides more flexibility to extract information, and also provides information of urban characteristics or elements that normally are not available in other official sources. But as a collaborative source, it is not homogeneous, and its contents could be partially or totally empty in some cases. For this reason, in those automations that we use OpenStreetMap, we normally deliver two results. The number of elements searched that you need for the KPI, but also these elements geo-referenced, geolocated, to let the pilot case check and contrast if this information is okay or if it needs to be completed. At least could serve to the pilot cases as a base to be completed with more information. Well, the second section of the guide, the KPI sources, is grouped, includes all the KPIs developed in the project, but grouped in the 29 thematic categories that were conceived inside the KPIs systems, no? For the TExTOUR from the TExTOUR partners. So they are categories related to cultural tourism or topics that are related to it. So accommodation facilities, basic infrastructure, gastronomy, local products and services, local transport. Well, you can see all the topics. For each of these categories, we have included a template. We organize the information for each category, as you can see here, no? The number of the category, its name, and then we include the KPIs that are included in this category. This only has one, but others have 8 or 10, depending the category. The calculation method for the KPI or the KPIs, the variables that you need for its calculation, and the sources explore for its obtention, for this gathering, no? Online sources or offline sources, including also some comments about the sources or the specific problems or things addressed. In the guide or in this section, the different variables are included in different colors. In black color, if they are only used once, and if they need to be collected from online or offline sources. As you can see, we include also some additional information with the links for accessing the information or with specific comments or explanations when necessary. In brown, they are the variables that are considered a constant or are the ones that are already defined as a constant value by the TExTOUR project. This is an example, for example, the number of tourist types, that the constant is 11, no? And these are the 11 categories that consider inside the TExTOUR project. Well, the idea is that these kind of variables don't need to be obtained. They are always the same. Then in blue are those variables that have been automatized for its gathering. In this case, for example, the number of retail shops, we have some option automatized, but also information from non-automatized alternative. The automatizations are are provided with a user-friendly websites to include the information and apply them. I will show you later. And also in green are the different variables that are used in different KPIs categories. So you just have to obtain it once and can you use it in different places, but only those that are not automatized. The automatized ones are in blue color. Also, they are used in different KPIs. We have prioritized the idea that it's automatized rather than is repeated in different places. Then some examples of KPIs from online sources. This is air quality. No, air quality could be obtained from World Heritage Organization. Also, could be well. The pilots can have other regional, local, or national sources, but as an alternative available for everyone, we have this information from World Health Organization, sorry, that provides different at country level and at some city level in some cases. In the case of Eurostat variables, as I said, we provide, we include those that are, we include the nodes at where it's available the information. In this case, you can see that it's available at nodes 1, 2, 3, and also at municipality levels through the census data. And giving also the information of where it's available and how can you get it. This other, from Eurostat, for example, the water consumption per year, it's available at nodes 1. And here you can see the source and type of data that you can download. The third sections are the automations. Here, they are listed all the automations available. It's not only these ones that you see. I'm going to show you all of them. But the idea is to include the automation, the related KPIs that use this automation, necessary input for applied it, and the result of time obtained from it. As you can see, we have automatized the pilot area extractor or the road's length, also the accommodation facilities number of that are in the pilot, the accessibility of highways, so the travel time to the nearest highway from a location, number of parking spaces, number of ATMs, number of toilets, number of car rental points, number of gastronomy facilities. In those that come from OpenStreetMap, we provide two results. The number, that is the variable, and also these elements geolocated to be contrasted by the pilots with their local knowledge. Also, we have automations for number of transport stops, number of cultural attractions, natural attractions, retail shops, and those attractions that are affected by climate change. The automations are provided or are presented in a gallery app, providing a user-friendly interface to make very easy and very simple the KPIs, the information gathering. And this gallery app will be introduced with an iframe we integrated in the TExTOUR platform also to include it into results of the project. This is an example of one of the automations, this one, the one of climate change. When you open it, you can see the instructions to apply this automation and also the required input to calculate it. I'm going to show you in this video. As you can see, you can enter in the website, enter in one of the automations, upload your pilot delimitation. This can be in shapefile or GeoJSON or other formats. You applied it, and when completed, you have to download the result. You go to downloads, extract the information, and you can see in this case is the area extractor, so you get the number for the area of this pilot. This is for extract a number of accommodation facilities. In this case, it's the same. You enter the pilot delimitation, apply the automation, download the result, and in this case, when you extract, we are going to see that for this case, we have two results. The Excel with a number of the accommodation facilities, 89 for this case, and also a GeoJSON with these accommodation facilities geolocated. That can be included in a GIS program and consult with local knowledge. Now I want to show you directly. Well, this is the app as shown in the video. We have extracted the number of cultural attractions already. It's the same process as you have seen, but I have already done also the natural attractions. In this case, it doesn't come from OpenStreetMap, it comes from Natura 2000 network. So we are going to use the climate change resilience, who needs the cultural attractions and the natural attractions already calculated in previous cases. I have calculated for COA, one of your pilots. So I include the cultural attractions, the natural attractions, and this gives me two results. Okay. In this case, we get those attractions that are affected by or with a high score for climate change, and the total number of attractions. This is the information necessary to calculate the percentage of attractions affected by the climate change. That is the indicator in this case.